My fellow Nerdigans, welcome back to another episode of the Giant Tank. Today we've got another deck profile for you, and it is going to be the winning deck from our last video. It's going to be Whis Godly Mentor. This is one of the, I guess you could say, namesakes of the channel, because it is a pretty janky deck, but it's a lot of fun. And with decent lines of play, you can actually pull out a couple wins, especially if your opponent doesn't know what you're trying to do. So on the front side, it's got auto that when you swing, you get to draw a card. And then the second auto is that if it's your opponent's turn, when a yellow skillless battle card with 15,000 power is placed in your drop area, you may play it to the battlefield instead. And then you can awaken at either 4 life, or if you have a 2-cost unison on board. And then if you have the 2-cost unison, you can awaken and go down to 6 life, restand 1, draw 1. And if you have to go down to 4 life in order to awaken, you still get to restand 1, draw 1. And then you awaken. It's got the same 2 autos that when it swings it attacks, and if you combo with something, combo with a skillless, you can play it back from your drop area during your opponent's turn. And then it's got an activate main that you tap 1 yellow, and then you choose one of your Vegeta or Goku cards with an energy cost of 2 in your battle area, place it in your drop, choose up to one of your yellow battle cards from your deck or hand with an energy cost of 3, any EX skill that with the same character name as the card that you placed in your drop. So if you pop a skillless Vegeta, you grab the 3-cost Vegeta. If you pop a skillless Goku, you grab the 3-cost Goku. Alright, let's just get right into the meat and potatoes of the deck. So the unison that you want to play, because it's the one that's meant for the deck, is Vados Cosmic Aid. It allows you to, once per turn, combo with one of your skillless cards from the drop area, which is going to allow you to play it out after you combo with it, but obviously that can be done only during your opponent's turn. And then the +1 allows you to switch a unison or battle card to rest mode. And then the -4, what does the -4 do again? I hardly ever use it. Oh yeah, you get to play 2 skillless battle cards from your deck or drop area, and then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So if you're having trouble seeing those last couple pieces of your skillless engine, that -4 will help you seek it out. But honestly, with how many ways you have to search out skillless, there's no real need for that -4 ever. So let's get right into the 1-drops. Playing 4 copies of Whis a Helping Hand. This searches out a skillless or a 2-cost unison, and then it's got a second auto that if you combo with a skillless, you get to draw a card. But this card also technically has limit 1. It doesn't, because limit 1 wasn't a keyword yet, but it has limit 1 on the auto for the draw. And then one of the cards that really helps this deck with its consistency and being able to see your other pieces is going to be Sun Gohan in Earth's Defense. So it does have the flex, so it's going to hit the board no matter what. And then when it hits the board, you get to bottom deck a card, and then you search out 2 skillless with up to 2 skillless with different character names. So that's going to be one of your Gokus and then one of your Vegetas. And then you place them into your warp. And then at the end of your opponent's next turn, you get to play one out to the field from the warp, and then the other one goes to your hand. And then it also has an activate main that you can give your leader the ability to give your skillless battle cards barrier until the end of your opponent's turn. And then these are going to go pretty quickly because there's not a whole lot to explain. First, it's going to be Goku, 2-cost skillless with 15k power. And then second is going to be Vegeta, 2-cost skillless, 15k power. And then for the super combo that we're running 4 copies of Beerus, because you can awaken at 6 life if you have the unison out there. So it's nice to have a super combo that's going to draw you cards at any life total, and it's not ever shut off. And plus, it's kind of thematic to the deck, because Beerus, Whis, all these guys, pretty on par with the theme. And then we'll move into the EX package. Since Goku is the first skillless, we'll go over his EX card first. It's going to be Son Goku, Deity's Disciple. And then you EX evolve on top of the skillless. You can only EX evolve this guy on top of a yellow skillless Son Goku with an energy cost of 2. But you pay 1, draw a card, EX evolve, and then when he attacks, you get to KO something in rest mode. Anything in rest mode. It doesn't ignore barrier, but other than that, you can KO anything in rest mode. And then it's got an auto ability that if this card is removed from the battlefield, you get to search out this card. which is really nice when you have the other piece in your hand, which is Vegeta Deity's Disciple. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention he also has critical. He's a 20k crit swing. And then Vegeta Deity's Disciple, 20k double strike swing, and he has the same EX Evolve as Goku. You pay an energy, draw a card, and then EX Evolve. And then the auto he has is when a counter is used against this card, you can go ahead and restand it. And I believe that's also, yeah, and that's also technically a limit 1. It does say negate the skill for the turn after it's used, but it's a limit 1. Or no, sorry, not limit 1, once per turn. This one's a once per turn. This one is a limit 1. This is only a once per turn. And then it has the same auto as the Goku. If this is removed from the battlefield, you can search out the counterpart skill list. So if this is removed, Vegeta, this is removed, Goku. And then this deck does run a decent amount of extra cards, and you do want to be really defensive with this deck because it doesn't have a whole lot of protection. So when you're going in for pressure, you're really gonna like want to be pushing for pressure real hard. So you're gonna want to do it all in one turn instead of trying to like span it out throughout the game. So in order to make it easier for you to make that, we're running 4 riposte. Plus that way I'm not hesitant if I need to charge one or anything along those lines. And for the same train of thought, there's 3 Super Saiyan Vegito. And this one, if you play your cards right, and you have a yellow Z battle card out on the board, you negate strike abilities against, or your leader gains the ability to negate strike abilities from your opponent. That doesn't really happen all that often, but when it does happen, it's really nice. And then the like main pressure piece of the deck, main boss card of the deck, is going to be Son Goku Return of the Dragon Fist, mainly because we are running a unison, so it justifies this guy here because you pay 3 to play him out, and then you get to Spirit Boost 2, and when you Spirit Boost 2, your opponent can't activate the skills of this card. Gains dual attack, and your opponent can't activate the skills of battle cards with an original cost of 7 or less from any area when this card is in battle. So that's actually a really nice pressure piece. And then for the SCR in this deck, I am going with a bit of an older SCR. As far as yellow goes, I don't, unless it's a Saiyan leader, I don't really have access to a really good yellow SCR, especially for a deck like this. But so the deck that I choose to run, or the SCR I choose to run, is Sin Shenron. So since this is an older SCR, I'll go over what it does. You pay 1 to combo with it, and then after the combo step is done, after the battle step is done, you'll pay 1 to play it out. And then if you do play this card out, choose any number of your opponent's leader cards, battle cards, and unison cards equal to or less than their current energy, ignoring barrier, and switch them to rest mode. And then it also has an activate main that if you pay 4 energy, it gains double strike and dual attack for the turn. Now getting into the extra card package, we're running 3 copies of Realm of the Gods for extra ability to tap things down, a little bit more combo power, as well as a little bit of draw power. 4 copies of Flying Nimbus for another floodgate against your opponent's battle cards. Obviously, if you're playing against a strategy that isn't as battle card heavy, then you'll go with a different counter, but that's the one that I choose to use. 3 copies of Frieza's Army Reinforcements because counter negate, so you know, good stuffs. Then, since this deck doesn't really deal with barrier all that much, we kind of rely on the Z deck to deal with barrier, and that's going to be 3 copies of SS3 Vegeta, and that's really the only one that deals with barrier at all. And then we're running 2 copies of the Goku. Oh, so for anyone who doesn't know what this does, it KOs a battle card, ignoring barrier, and if that battle card happens to be in rest mode, then this also gains critical. So it's a 20k dual attack, and then if you KO a barrier card, or if you KO a card in rest mode, then it gains dual attack. And then we've got 2 copies of SSB Son Goku Finishing Blow. This has deflect and dual attack. Also, when you swing with it, it gets plus 5k, you get to KO something in rest mode. And when you play it, if there's 4 more, is it 5 or more? 5 or more of your opponent's cards in rest mode, that's battle cards, energy, unison, just cards. If 5 or more in rest mode, then this card gains barrier and critical. And then yeah, the top auto doesn't matter because we don't use that in this deck. And then we're running 2 copies of Goku's Kamehameha. I know this Goku already has critical, but the skillless don't, so you could, boom, give them critical as well. And then 1 copy of 20 times Kamehameha just for some added defense. And just for some filter ability, and in case I need it, 2 copies of Surmounting. So that's the deck profile. If you like what you saw, go ahead and smash that like button, comment, and subscribe. Every little bit of engagement helps. And let me know if there's anything that you guys, any suggestions about the deck that you would change, or just whatever, your thoughts on the deck in general. That's it. Have a good night and stay nerdy.